Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be having a sneak peek at some of the Warcry rules that are going to be released in the new Nightmare Quest box set that's available to pre-order this Saturday. There's been a few articles on the Warhammer community site this week, so in the video I'll be going through each of them, and we'll start with the Stormcast Eternals and have a look at the Questor Soulsworn Warband. The God King has dispatched his Questor Soulsworn into the Gnarlwood to prevent the secrets of the Talaxi from falling into the wrong hands. Usually the Questor Soulsworn will operate as individual wandering champions, but now they're coming together to work as a team, a band of heroes, to take on the horrors of the Gnarlwood. Each warband of Questor Soulsworns will be led by a Questor Prime, and this is the fighter card that we get to have a look at right here. This one's going to come with the Hero Rumark and the Destroyer Rumark, and also the Questor Soulsworn Rumark that you can see in the left hand corner. For 165 points you get a movement of 4, toughness 5 and healthy 20 wounds. He's got one weapon here, this huge sword with a range of 1 inch, making 4 attacks, strength 5, and he's going to be dealing out 2 wounds on a normal hit, 4 on a critical hit. So not a huge amount of damage there, but 4 attacks is always nice, strength 5 is good, and he's certainly going to hold his own with that toughness as well. But it's usually the abilities that make these heroes something quite special, but unfortunately we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to see exactly what abilities this hero is going to be able to offer the warband, but we get to see some of the other abilities that they can all use, and the first one is Questor Soulsworn Double You Won't Even Slow Me Down. It tells us that a fighter can only use this ability if an enemy fighter has been taken down by an attack made by them this activation. This fighter makes a bonus move action or a bonus attack action. So you definitely want to get them stuck in to the battle here. You're going to be able to take someone down pretty easily, I imagine, with the lower point enemies, at least with those weapon stats that we just saw. And then that's going to give you the chance to take on another one. So you could certainly look at going in and getting within range of 2 enemy models here to make the most of this double. And it's really nice because it's only got that one Rumark, the Warband Runemark, so every member of the warband with that is going to be able to use this, so expect this one to come up a lot, I think. The next ability is just going to be for the duelist, and this is going to be a triple called Face Me Cowards, and you can see the 2 Runemarks, the Champion Runemark and the Faction Runemark. You'll need both of those to be able to use this, and it tells us that enemy fighters that begin their activation within 3 inches of this fighter cannot make disengage actions or end move actions further from this fighter. This is pretty cool. If you can get in there in amongst a few enemy fighters, you're going to hold them into that area. Then you could bring in your other models and really mash them all up. I think this is going to be pretty fun to try out. Next up is an ability that's just going to be used by the Knight Relictor. And this one looks really cool. It's a quad though, so quite expensive. You're going to be looking for 2 Rumarks with this one, the Priest Rumark and the Faction Rumark. It's called Translocation, and here pick a friendly fighter within 3 inches of this fighter, remove that fighter from the battlefield, and then immediately set them up anywhere on the battlefield more than 4 inches from all enemy fighters. I really like this ability. I think this is going to be awesome, and usually with the Stormcast, because they're quite high in points, you don't get that many in the warband. Here you're going to get a few more though with this particular warband, but then even so, you can easily be outnumbered. So I think this is going to be really handy for snatching those objectives. Let's have a look at the reaction then. This will be made available to every model or fighter in the army with the Faction Rumark. This is called Swift Retribution. A fighter can make this reaction when they are targeted by a melee attack action, after the damage is totaled, but before it is allocated to this fighter, if it is enough for this fighter to be taken down. Bit of a word salad again, but that kind of makes sense. So then pick another friendly fighter. That fighter makes a bonus move action or a bonus attack action. Now, it doesn't say anything about distances here, so that's pretty cool. If a fighter is going to be taken down, then you can just simply pick another friendly fighter anywhere on the battlefield by the looks of things, and then they can make a bonus move or bonus attack. So I like the sound of this one, getting a bit of a spite attack in there once one of your fighters has been taken down. So yeah, really nice reaction. Right, that's the Stormcast Eternals. Now let's have a look at the Royal Beast Flayers for the Flesh Eater Courts, and we get to see a fighter card for them. We get to see their hero as well. And here he is, the Royal Flaymaster. He's going to be the leader of this warband, coming in at 175 points. He's got the faction rune mark in the top left, the hero rune mark. He's going to get a movement of 5, toughness 4, 20 wounds. So not as tough as the previous hero that we saw, but he's got a nice bit of movement there. When he gets it up close, he's going to be able to do some melee damage with a range of 2 inches. He can make 3 attacks, strength 4, dealing 3 on a normal hit, 5 on a critical hit. So he can deal a bit more damage, so that's nice, but fewer attacks, and his strength isn't as much, but neither is his toughness. So some to and fro in there, but having that 5 damage output potential is really nice. We do get to see his hero ability, so that's really good. And this is a quad, and it says here this is called No Rest Till Our Quest Is Done. Until the end of the battle round, add 2 to the strength characteristic of melee attacks made by visible friendly fighters while they are within 6 inches of this fighter. So this is nice. He's going to be a real buffing character. Adding 2 to the strength might indicate that they're not going to be that strong, but we'll have to wait until we see all of their cards for sure. But yeah, this is going to be a nice one, but it's a quad, so how often that's going to come up, we'll have to wait and see. But at least it's not tied in to the value of the ability. So even if you've got 4 ones, you're still going to be able to add 2 to the strength characteristic of those melee attacks. Now let's have a look at an ability that's going to be available to the Beast Flayer Barons. We're going to be looking for 2 rune marks here. That's the Faction rune mark and the Brute rune mark. This is a double called Sound the Hunt. Pick a number of visible friendly fighters equal to half the value of this ability, rounding up, that are within 3 inches of this fighter. Those fighters can each make a bonus move action of a number of inches equal to the value of this ability. So this is nice, especially early on in maybe the first round or when you just deploy these. That's really cool. Get a few of the friendly fighters within 3 inches and they can all make a bonus move. And if you're getting 5s or 6s here, that's going to be a bonus move of 3 inches each, which is certainly going to come in handy when they're trying to control the battlefield. We get to see another fighter card for these guys, and this is the Offal Hound. A weird name, but a fantastic looking model. This is such a cool mix of a baboon and panther. I love it. I think it's so cool. Quite expensive though, 130 points. It's got the Beast rune mark, so it's going to have some limitations with certain actions, but it's also going to probably tie in with some other abilities we'll find out more about when we get the set. It's got a movement 7 inches, so certainly going to cover some ground. Toughness 3, 18 wounds. Can only make 3 attacks with an attack range of 1 inch, that makes sense, but strength 4, dealing 2 points of damage on a normal hit and 4 on a critical hit. So there we go. If we can increase the strength of this though with some of those abilities we've seen earlier, that's really going to be helpful, and adding some more inches to that movement early on in the game, that's going to be really effective as well. We also get to see their reaction. Now this is called Tenacious Hunters. After a visible enemy fighter within 1 inch of this fighter makes a disengage action, allocate D3 damage points to that fighter. Now, are we going to see many disengage actions taken by the Stormcast Eternals? I don't expect so, but perhaps when we come up against other warbands with from different factions, then yeah, maybe this will come into use, but not so impressed with this one. I certainly like the Stormcast Eternals reaction much better. Okay, there was another article that came out today, actually, just before I started recording, and this is going to give us a look at the Realm Shaper engine that's going to be included as part of the terrain in this box set, and you can see it here taking up about 1/6 of the space of the board there. One complaint I've had since this season began is just the amount of terrain they're putting in the box sets. It's great that you're getting lots every 3 months released, a new box set, but really I would prefer to just see one really nice one each year. Extra warbands, monsters and things like that throughout the year, but just go with one really nice core box set that's packed with terrain. I wouldn't even mind paying a little bit extra, and they might be doing that in the future, as we saw with the roadmap. They're not going to be doing these box sets every 3 months now. There's a starter set coming out very soon, but that's probably going to be the one that I did in the leak video a little while back. I'll link to that at the end of this video so you can check that out. One good thing about this Realm Shaper engine terrain piece though is it has got an ability linked to it, and it's a triple called Power Unleashed, and both sides will be able to use this. And it tells us that we have to pick a terrain feature visible to this fighter, then allocate D6 damage points to each fighter within 1 inch of that terrain feature. Then allocate D6 damage points to this fighter. If this fighter has the Seraphon or Hunters of Huanchi rune mark, allocate D3 damage points to this fighter instead. If this fighter has the Seraphon or Hunters of Huanchi rune mark and the Priest or Mystic rune mark, do not allocate any damage points to this fighter. That's a very wordy one, but it makes sense that they're tying in some special rules for the Seraphon. But I think where it says pick a terrain feature visible to this fighter, that terrain feature surely has to be a Realm Shaper engine, doesn't it? It wouldn't just be any like tree or anything, so I'm pretty sure it must be the Realm Shaper engine. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section down below though. But pretty good. This is going to be really effective if you can make it work during the game. That's a serious amount of points, but it's not just going to be to the enemy. It's going to be to friendly fighters as well, so watch out where you place them. Nightmare Quest is going to be available to pre-order on Saturday the 13th of May. That's tomorrow if you're watching this today. And my friendly local game store, The Little Shop in Liskeard, Cornwall, has 2 copies. They're offering a discount, making it just £99. They can post anywhere in the UK, but you will have to pay postage for that, or just go and collect it if you live nearby. Big thanks to all my other sponsors for sponsoring the channel this month and helping me to keep going with these daily videos. That support is awesome, and it'd be great if you could check out some of the links in the description down below. Support the sponsors, and you'll also be supporting me here on the channel too. Let me know what you think of these little sneak peeks that we've seen for the new box set, and also what do you think about the roadmap for the year ahead. If you haven't seen it yet, check out the video that I'll link at the end of this one. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.